I come with a 2x sword and forced to mash up the arena, mash up the arena, mash up the arena. I come with a 2x sword and forced to mash up the arena.
Yo, what's happening? Yo, listen, this one is a big one on my heart, and I want to talk to everyone about it, whether you're Christian or not. No, I'm joking, actually. I only want to talk to be honest, anyone who's interested in this subject. And of course, the title for this one is Fallen Christians. That's right, Fallen Christians. What did I say? Fallen Christians. You get me? Why am I doing this? But yeah, I really want to talk about fallen Christians today. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I don't even know if fallen Christian is the right term. It's just the term I hear people use, which is why I want to talk about it. And it's about Christians who make a bad choice. Christians who make a bad choice. Christians who make bad decisions, man. Bad decisions that have big repercussions. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I want to bring this one up is because we're in a very, very judgmental and guilt-built society right now. There are crabs everywhere. There are people who are waiting to attack you. In fact, the world is merciless because we are exposed to the world through the internet. Everyone comes at you. People who know you, people who don't know you, people who are acquaintances, you know what I'm saying, family members. Everyone has their opinion about you when you make a bad choice. And the truth is, are bad choices excusable? That one's debatable based on which one it is. You can say, oh, it's excusable because, you know, we're human beings, we have a sinful nature, we're just working out our faith right now, so on and so forth. Or if you're a Christian, that is, or you could just say, oh yeah, we're human beings, and, you know, we're human beings, so we're going to make mistakes, and that's true, and that's the debatable side of it. We're going to make mistakes, and we can avoid bad choices, but because of our nature, we'll make bad choices too. And the reason why I want to talk about fallen Christians today is because when you do something wrong and you get caught out, normally the first thing is when you get caught out is embarrassment. Maybe you want to go on the defensive, vanish, fight or flight. The whole instinct thing kicks in. People start speaking behind your back, especially when it's big enough and so on. And some people even say you're not a Christian because you made a bad choice. Let me tell you this now. Based on your heart condition, you are a Christian. If your heart is still for God, you are a Christian. So when they say, oh, this person here was dodgy, he did this, he did that, he did that, throwing stones at the person without really thinking about themselves first, like, you make bad decisions too. Just because, think about this, some choices, this is why I think God's point of view is amazing, because in certain cultures, what's considered a very, very bad choice, or what's considered a very, very bad decision or bad choice to make or bad action is not really seen as a serious thing on another side. For example, there's certain parts of the world where you go to jail for sleeping with someone of the same gender. There's some parts of the world where your hand will get cut off if you steal. You know what I'm saying? So certain things based on the culture is seen as big and certain things are seen as small. But I'm trying to look at this from a God's point of view now. If a Christian makes a bad choice, let's look at this for a second. Let's go back scripture-wise to people, big names in the Bible that actually did some really jacked up things. Even by today's standards. King David, a loyal person to him. He slept with the guy's wife and then to cover his own tracks, plotted to get the guy killed. Think about that for a second. You didn't have to touch the guy's wife. You slept with the guy's wife and then you set him up to be killed. That's really jacked up. That's really jacked up. Oh, think even by today's standards. Let's say you have a friend. You sleep with your friend's girl and then you plot to get your friend killed. That's really messed up when you think about it. And let's not even look at his whole family tree. You have, yeah, it's him killing someone that's loyal to him, and then he tries to hide it, and then you have his son trying to kill him and sleep with the same women he slept with to gain power. You already see how messed up this is. But yeah, he's God after was it a man after God's own heart? He's a man after God's own heart. So even though he made a very, very bad decision, God doesn't see it like we do. When you're a Christian and you make a bad decision and then you get caught out, because I'm using the caught out bits because there's one to confess it and there's one to get caught out. It's easier to save face when you confess it yourself. It's much harder when someone caught you. It's like you got caught in the act. It's not like you wanted to say it. You wanted to keep it a secret. Now everybody knows. So I'm not laughing at your situation. It's just I know what it's like to be in an embarrassing spot. I know what it's like to be in an embarrassing spot. But just because you made a bad choice doesn't mean you're no longer a Christian, despite what anyone says, based on your heart towards God. That's what matters. That's when things really mean something. Your heart towards God is where it matters. That's where it's at. So when people are knocking you down, when you have the keyboard warriors, especially when you have a reputation, that's when it's even worse. When your name or who you are means something to someone else, people tend to talk more. And it can be painful. People can talk down to you. But the truth is, one, it's important to own your bad choice. Once again, as a Christian, it's important to own your bad choice. You made a bad choice. That was your decision. Deal with the consequences. But at the same time, it does not mean that you're no longer a Christian. It's so important. The people putting you down, are they trying to help you out of love, or are they just chucking stones at you? The ones that are chucking stones at you, get them out of your circle. Unless you wronged them, then I guess that's where you try and make amends, or at least make up for it. But with that, I just want to point that out. This is a video of encouragement to my fellow Christians who slip up and make bad choices and get caught out. As long as your heart is still for God, that's what matters. Unfortunately, we're going to keep making mistakes and bad choices throughout this whole life. Maybe not major ones, but we'll still make bad choices that God may not necessarily be happy with. It's not about being perfect. It's about your heart for God. And don't let nobody put you down and tell you you're not who you are. God bless. All the best. See you at the next session.
Mash up the arena, mash up the arena, mash up the arena. I come with a 2X sword enforced to mash up the arena, mash up the arena.